So we've discussed Triumph of the Optimist, Dimson, Marsh and Staunton, the history of returns, calibration to know what's possible and what's not possible. I think it's important to understand money and credit. Many people will tell you that it isn't. You just buy good companies and buy them and hold them on them forever. And if you're really good at picking companies, that's absolutely true. But for most of us, we have to pay attention to money and credit. One of the greatest writers in finance is Jim Grant. And one of the books people don't talk about that he wrote is called Money of the Mind, which is kind of the history of American credit over the 20th century. Sadly, ends in the mid-'80s. But anyway, it tells you how credit works, tells you how it can be socialized, and gives you some idea when there's too much credit in the system. So I would definitely recommend Money of the Mind. The most fun book in finance is probably The Money Game by Adam Smith, which is not the 18th century Adam Smith. It's the pen name of George Goodman. And he writes a very thinly fictionalized account of stock market shenanigans in the 1960s. And nearly any professional will tell you it's exactly the same today. And there's a lot of nonsense going on and trading going on, but at least you know that ended badly and you can kind of see some of the behavior associated with, let's just call it over-exuberance.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of nonsense, don't we?
Having done the nonsense, let's do the serious stuff. There's a history of interest rates by Homer and Scylla, which I think is interesting. And the difficult one that I think is important, but it is difficult, is Schwartz and Friedman's Monetary History of the United States of America. I think if you can understand that, and it took me 3 readings to understand it.
I took you 3 readings. I've been reading it in 10 years, waiting for exceptionalism, reading the same book.
If you really want to challenge yourself, that's the one. But I think that's the only book that really understands where how money is made, how money is destroyed, and its relationship with credit, and it's not easy.
That was a clip from our full-length conversation with Russell Napier, who's a financial history expert. If you want to watch the full interview, you can check it out right here.